Well, Sam, Coach told us now your freshman year they shaved your head as they do with all freshmen, and then we were told that's one of the reasons you probably don't get a haircut.
That's a good idea behind it. They shaved it that first time. That's probably the first time I had my head shaved since I was in sixth grade. But after that, I shaved it a few more times myself. My family kind of liked it, and then after that, I just decided to grow it out while I can. So.
How do you approach this week? Coach Rhodes said, he's not going to name a starter until Friday.
Yeah, I think it's the same as last week. You got to take the opportunities you get in practice and be ready for an opportunity in the game. So, not much different.
That moment he called your name to go in, what was that like there at Memorial Stadium?
It was exciting. I was pretty excited out there on the field, just kind of realizing the situation that I was in. But I think after that first drive, it kind of settled me down. I was kind of ready to get the job done. So.
What has kind of been like the years you began? I mean, how do you keep your focus when you begin the year at number 3 on the depth chart and you climb, but you're obviously ready when the name came. What have you been focusing on these last few
weeks? Just I think mainly my maybe not the best parts of my game, kind of focusing on those, working on them as much as I can during the season. It's tough with practice and all, but I've been in the weight room quite a bit, just studying film for any kind of opportunity that I get in the game. So.
Coach talked about during the recruiting process. He said he kind of checked in with you late in the process to kind of reassure that you were the quarterback of the class. What did he tell you? What did he reassure as you're kind of coming on and signing your name to that line? What brought your confidence in Iowa State?
Going into Iowa State, coming here for a visit and everything, it was the main thing that brought my attention was the coaching staff and the opportunity that we had here in Ames. And I think that's something that stuck with me throughout the whole process and didn't really change my mind. So.
You grew up in Florida. I mean, had you been around snow or cold, or was there a moment of shock that first year?
I have a little family in Montana, so I've been in the snow a little bit, but nothing too much. So.
What family? Uncles or?
An aunt and uncle in Montana. So.
What city?
Helena.
Okay. Okay. So you weren't too thrown up by the snow.
Not too much.
What did you learn from your first real extended playing experience?
What did I learn? Probably. I don't know, just getting used to the game speed, knowing that it's something that I can stick with and play with. Just being in practice, it might put you down a little bit that you're not out there on the field, but being out there and knowing now that I can play and getting a little more confidence, it definitely helps a lot.
What other teams did it come down to when you decided Coach Rhodes in Iowa State?
There was a lot of teams calling me for last second quarterback stuff, yeah. But it was kind of North Carolina State, Wake Forest was a big one, and just a few more local schools, smaller schools. So.
I think I asked you this before. Would Austin Rivers go to your high school?
He did, yep.
Now, did he play football or?
No.
Okay, but you knew him and were kind of.
Yeah, it's tough to get a kid with that kind of caliber at basketball out on the football field. But
did you play basketball with him then? Or
I only played sophomore year. Played a couple of varsity years, but nothing big. So not my main sport.
In those earlier games, did you signal plays in from the sidelines? Playing?
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
How much does that help keep you involved in the game? You understand what plays are called?
Just having, if you're live or not, calling the signs from the sideline, it definitely helps quite a bit. Just being on the headset, knowing what's getting called and what Coach Messingham and Coach Rhodes are thinking during the game, like what's going to be open. Coach Sturdy, just like hearing their suggestions and what the defense is playing, it definitely keeps you tuned in, keeps you ready for in the game.
Now that you're doing film prep on West Virginia, what are you kind of seeing in them? They give up a lot of points, but they seem to have athletes on that side of the ball.
I have utmost respect for West Virginia. It's a big school with great tradition. We gotta prepare for them like they're the best defense in the country, and that's my main mindset right now. So.
What about the thought of you might get a chance to play at Jack Trice Stadium? It's one thing to do on the road, but to kind of meet the home fans a little bit, if that should happen for you?
Yeah, it's. I was just driving in the other day and saw the field, and it's kind of like, wow, it might be out there this week. It's a pretty awesome feeling. Knowing that I can be playing in front of all Cycling Nation, so it's a pretty good feeling.
After the game, you said you had a call or a text from your parents or whatever. How'd that conversation? When were you able to call them? How was that conversation?
Actually, right after I got off the field and went inside and showered and got ready for everything, I came outside and called my parents, and they were my aunt just recently had surgery, so they were all watching the game at her house, and they were all. I was on speakerphone with all of them. There's about 12 of them there, and it was pretty awesome to just hear their congratulations and just get to talk to them. So.
Your aunt in Winter Park as well?
Yes.
And want to make sure they were watching the game from Florida
Yes.
then?
Yep.
Okay.
They were.
Kind of a happier version of a press conference now,
Oh, yeah.
family asking you questions.
Yeah.